Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go through what a South Carolina DES inspection looks like. So let's say you're a homeowner and you decided you were going to install your own septic system, or maybe you're a new installer and you're getting ready for your first inspection and you want to know, hey, what's this actually going to look like? What's it going to entail? What are they going to check? What are they not going to check? So I plan on giving you that breakdown in this video. So when the inspectors come here, the very first thing they do is they'll sit in their truck for about 10 minutes and they start filling out the paperwork, okay? That's the inspection sheet. Then they'll get out and they'll actually have you sign the inspection sheet. They'll have you put your license number in there as well, okay? If you're a homeowner, they'll probably just have you sign the paperwork since you won't have a license number. Once you do all that, they're gonna have you set up your grading, your laser grader. So you see I've got mine there and I've got my rod there. And then you're going to start taking measurements. Now, some of them will actually walk around the property with a measuring wheel and start measuring and drawing out a sketch of the layout, because that will be included in the actual inspection sheet. They'll sketch out what you did and what you installed, but others just have you take shots immediately, or measuring shots, and then they go ahead and they do the sketch. But I've mainly seen them where they ask you to start doing measurements right away. So they're going to have you start at the stub out. So you'll start at the very end or at the beginning of the system, which is the stub out, which is where it gets connected to the house. So it'll go from the stub out and it works its way down. They'll have you take a shot from the top of the PVC here in the tank. Okay, so you'll give them that grade. And they're looking at least a 1/4 inch drop between the stub out and the top of the inlet. And then from the inlet, they'll have you take a shot at the outlet. And they're looking for at least a 2-inch drop. 4 inch is ideal. So they're going to look to make sure that that inlet is 4 inches or 2 to 4 inches higher than this outlet. They're not going to put a level on it to make sure that it's level, okay? They're not going to do that. They're not going to put a level on here. They just want to make sure that that is higher than this, right? So that the inlet is higher than the outlet. Then from there, you'll move to the chambers. Some of them will ask for a measurement from the front, from the first chamber to the end. They'll say, you know, pick a spot. Just make sure it's the same spot on everywhere that you measure. I usually like to measure right from the middle. So right from this hole. So measure there, you know, 1, hit the middle and hit the end. And then you do the same for the second, the third, and in this case, the fourth, or however many trenches you have. So you take those measurements. Some inspectors will then measure the height from the top of the aggregate to the natural soil surface level to make sure that there is at least 9-inch clearance. Some will measure the distance between the center of one chamber to the center of the next, and there should at least be 10 feet in between trench to trench. Okay, so they will measure that. They're going to walk the length of the chamber. So they will walk and count each and every single chamber. They will do that, okay? So they're going to get the total count. If you've used a chamber system, they will do the math and take the reduction. So they understand that if you're using chambers, there is going to be a 25% reduction on the system, but they will do those measurements. Then they'll walk around the property. They'll measure the distance from the last, you know, they'll measure the distance from the property line to the chamber, to the aggregate, make sure that there's at least 5 feet. They'll take measurements and distance from the house to the tank. So they start measuring it all around to ensure you have the proper boundaries in this system. Okay, I hope that was helpful. This is, we just got done with this installation. We're actually waiting for DES to come out here right now and check us out. And once they do that, you can cover it. And that's one thing. Once you've passed it, they'll ask you to cover the entire system. If you don't pass it, let's say that there's something you did wrong or something you overlooked, then they'll ask you to fix it. If it could be fixed quickly, then you can fix it right then and there. If it's something that's going to take some time, then you'll have to reschedule the inspection.